Based on the editor's feedback, I'll create a revised version that incorporates all 6 key improvements while maintaining the strategic depth of the original draft. In just 10 years, Elon Musk believes AI will make nearly everything free. Your food, your healthcare, your education, even your home. But here's the terrifying part. When everything is free, what exactly are you still needed for? Because if AI provides everything, you might not be required at all. This isn't science fiction anymore. We've entered the era where superintelligent systems are reshaping the entire economic landscape at a pace that leaves most professionals completely unprepared. While tech visionaries paint utopian futures of unlimited abundance, the ground beneath your career is already shifting, and the window to adapt is closing faster than most realize. The question isn't whether AI will create abundance. The data suggests it will. The real question, the one that should keep you awake at night, is what abundance looks like when you're unemployed. But what if the real danger isn't AI taking your job but erasing your purpose? Stay with me, because in just a few minutes we'll reveal the 3 categories of work that AI can never replace, your potential lifeline in the coming disruption. Elon Musk has laid out a startlingly specific timeline. Superintelligence by 2029, followed rapidly by humanoid robots capable of doing essentially any physical task. This combination, he argues, will drive the marginal cost of goods and services towards zero, creating what he calls universal abundance, where 80% of necessities become essentially free. It sounds beautiful, doesn't it? A world without scarcity, mass prosperity, the end of economic anxiety. This techno-utopian vision has deep roots, from biblical abundance to quantum mysticism, and resonates with our deepest hopes. A world where AI and robotics handle all production, freeing humans from mundane labor and opening up unlimited creative potential. AI is the fastest path to abundance, Musk proclaimed at his 2025 CES keynote. By 2035, we'll look back and wonder how we ever lived with scarcity. But hidden in this techno-spiritual vision is a blind spot so massive, it threatens to collapse the entire dream for billions of people. A fundamental misalignment that we call the abundance purpose gap, a widening chasm between material wealth and human meaning that few are discussing. What's the hidden flaw in Elon's abundance math? It's simpler and more devastating than you might think. And the answer is coming up after we examine what's already happening to the global workforce. While futurists debate theoretical timelines for AI abundance, the job market is already undergoing seismic disruption. The evidence is overwhelming and accelerating by the quarter. McKinsey Global Institute projects that between 2024 and 2030, a staggering 400 to 800 million jobs could be displaced worldwide. The International Monetary Fund warns that 60% of jobs in advanced economies are directly exposed to AI-driven task replacement, not just in decades to come, but right now. The World Economic Forum forecasts the creation of 170 million new roles by 2030. But this still yields a net loss of 14 million jobs globally by 2027. And even this projection may be optimistic, as AI capabilities continue to exceed expectations. Here's what most people get wrong about AI job loss. It's not about whole jobs being erased. It's about the silent erosion of labor value across 10,000 microtasks. McKinsey estimates that 30% of tasks in the average U.S. job could be automated by 2030, even when roles aren't fully eliminated. This partial automation reduces demand for human labor hours, compressing wages across entire sectors. Consider customer service, where AI chatbots now handle 40 to 60% of routine inquiries. The human representatives haven't all been fired, yet, but their wages have stagnated as companies require fewer staff hours. The same pattern is playing out across industries. Manufacturing, 59% of activities are replaceable by robotics, with 20 million manufacturing jobs projected to vanish globally by 2030. Retail, self-checkout systems and e-commerce are displacing 600,000 U.S. cashier and sales associate roles by 2030. Office support, AI-driven scheduling tools and document automation could reduce clerical workforce needs by 30 to 45%. Even healthcare, often considered safe from automation, presents a paradox. While diagnostic AI reduces demand for radiologists and transcriptionists, patient-facing roles remain insulated due to the irreplaceable nature of empathetic care. This bifurcation underscores the brutal reality. Roles requiring emotional intelligence, creativity, or complex problem-solving are surviving. The rest are disappearing. The AI boom isn't eliminating poverty, it's eliminating participation. Think about what that means. As we approach the abundance horizon Musk envisions, millions of professionals aren't being elevated, they're being rendered obsolete. Which brings us back to our first curiosity. How do you find fulfillment when the economy doesn't need you anymore? This one overlooked factor could be your only insurance policy against irrelevance in the AI economy, and we'll reveal it shortly. But first, let's examine what happens when material needs are met, but human needs are ignored. We're building a world where physical needs are met, but emotional, professional, and spiritual needs are ignored. This is what we call the abundance paradox. As material scarcity decreases, meaning scarcity increases. It's a psychological equation that techno-optimists consistently overlook, despite the warning signs already emerging from our AI transition. Picture this. It's 2032. You have everything you need: food, housing, digital healthcare. But no one needs you. No one's waiting on your input. No one values your contribution. You wake up and scroll again and again. The world runs. Without you, the economy has solved for your survival but not for your significance. This isn't theoretical. It's the lived reality emerging for millions as AI deployment accelerates along what we've identified as the abundance collapse curve, where as marginal cost drops, so does human relevance. Even Elon Musk, in a rare moment of caution, has acknowledged this problem. The challenge will be fulfillment. But this casual observation drastically understates the crisis looming for hundreds of millions of workers. The psychological impact of job loss extends far beyond financial concerns. Research consistently shows that unemployment correlates with depression, loss of identity, and erosion of dignity that can persist even after financial stability returns. Work provides structure, purpose, social connection, and a sense of contribution that no universal basic income check can replace. Which brings us to another uncomfortable truth. UBI does not equal meaning. Getting $1,500 a month doesn't replace belonging, mastery, or the ability to contribute meaningfully to society. Yet UBI is the primary solution proposed for the millions who will be left behind in the abundance economy. Imagine a world where your material needs are technically met. You have food, shelter, healthcare, and a moderate stipend. But you have no productive role in society. No way to advance, no sense of progress or contribution. You're not needed by anyone. You've become, in economic terms, surplus population. This is the unspoken dystopia hiding within the abundance utopia. Millions scrolling aimlessly, purposeless, in an abundant but hollow world. Their physical needs met, but their deeper human needs for meaning and contribution systematically denied. So what kind of work survives in a world that doesn't need labor? What roles remain indispensable even in an era of AI abundance? We'll show you the exact traits AI still can't replicate, coming up next. Who survives the 3 roles AI can't replace? Amid this upheaval, a clear pattern is emerging that points to the future of human work. Our analysis of labor market trends, verified AI capabilities, and psychological research reveals 3 distinct role categories that will remain valuable and fulfilling, even in an age of AI abundance. We call this strategic framework the new human work Trinity. These are humans who interpret complex, cross-domain information and make novel connections that AI struggles to formulate. While generative AI excels at pattern recognition within defined parameters, it fails at true synthesis across disparate domains. The synthesizer leverages uniquely human sense-making to extract meaning from complexity. Examples include strategic consultants who connect technological, cultural, and economic trends, interdisciplinary researchers bridging previously unrelated fields, and systems designers who optimize across human and technological dimensions. These empathetic roles focus on human well-being, emotional needs, and relational dynamics. Healthcare workers, coaches, counselors, and spiritual leaders operate in the domain of human connection that remains fundamentally outside AI's capabilities. The healthcare paradox noted earlier highlights this division. While diagnostic and administrative medical functions are being automated, patient-facing roles remain essential. Nurses, therapists, and caregivers provide forms of healing that transcend the technical and tap into the irreplaceable power of human connection. Purpose-driven creators who construct systems of meaning, learning, ethics, and social dynamics compose the 3rd category. These are individuals who design and maintain the frameworks that give shape and direction to human experience, even in an age of abundance. Educators who adapt learning journeys to individual needs, community organizers who foster collective action, and ethical designers shaping how technologies interface with society all fall into this category. The builder creates and maintains the social infrastructure that makes technological abundance meaningful rather than hollow. In an economy of abundance, meaning becomes the new scarcity. This is the key insight that resolves our second curiosity loop. Abundance fails unless people are still needed. The new human work trinity represents the roles that remain indispensable even when traditional economic incentives have been disrupted by AI. But this framework, while powerful, raises another pressing question. If only these roles remain viable, what happens to everyone else? And how much time do we have before the window of opportunity closes forever? The policy backdrop: why UBI won't save you. The illusion of the 80% utopia. Universal basic income, or UBI, has emerged as the default solution to AI-driven job displacement. Early trials in Kenya, Finland, and Stockton, California, have shown promising results. Participants experience reduced stress, improved health outcomes, and even increased entrepreneurial activity. Musk himself has called for a universal high income, an enhanced form of UBI that would presumably provide not just subsistence but comfort. But he offers no details on structure, scalability, or emotional sustainability. The raw numbers are sobering. A nationwide U.S. program providing $1,500 monthly would cost $3 trillion annually, equivalent to 75% of the current federal budget. Proposals to fund it through robot taxes or AI patent royalties remain theoretically interesting but practically undeveloped. More fundamentally, even if we solve the funding challenge, UBI does nothing to address the meaning deficit. Finland's 2023 to 2025 UBI experiment demonstrated that unconditional cash transfers reduce retraining barriers, enabling some participants to pursue coding boot camps and AI certification programs. But many recipients reported feelings of purposelessness and social isolation despite financial security. The risks of passivity, loss of motivation, and learned helplessness are real. Receiving a check for not working may solve immediate financial stress, but it doesn't provide the sense of contribution and progress that humans fundamentally need. Whether you're spiritual or not, you've probably felt it. Work isn't just what we do, it's where we belong. It's how we contribute to something larger than ourselves. And AI can't give us that. That's still our job. Even if you're paid, you can still feel obsolete, unless you're doing one of the three roles we outlined above, which brings us to the central revelation of this analysis. Elon is right about the tech, but he's wrong about the outcome, unless we act. The economy can indeed become free, or nearly so. Material abundance is technologically achievable, but status is never free. Purpose is never free. Meaning is never free. If we don't rewire education, reskilling, and cultural purpose building now, abundance will bifurcate society in the most devastating way. 10% will shape AI and own its outputs. These are the strategists, engineers, investors, and domain experts who control how AI systems function, what they optimize for, and who benefits from their outputs. They will work in meaningful roles and command premium compensation. 90% will consume it and disappear into it. These are the millions whose skills have been rendered obsolete, who lack the education or opportunity to pivot into the new human work trinity. They will receive the material benefits of abundance, but be systematically excluded from meaningful contribution. This bifurcation isn't inevitable, but it's the default trajectory we're currently on. Look at the split screen of our present AI engineers building tools that make millions, gig workers being gradually displaced as those tools advance, and disengaged youth retreating into virtual worlds as traditional career paths disappear. So what does a future-proof strategy actually look like? How can you position yourself on the right side of this divide? Strategic framework: surviving the AI abundance era. The three-part survival playbook. Your survival depends on a strategic pivot that few are making, even as the window of opportunity narrows. Here is your three-part survival playbook. Identify tasks you currently perform that are trending toward zero cost via automation. Be ruthlessly honest about which aspects of your role are routine, rule-based, or predictable. These are precisely the functions that AI will commoditize first. More specifically, assess your role against the three vulnerability factors we've identified: information processing that follows consistent patterns, decision-making based on clear rules or historical precedent, and outputs that can be evaluated by objective metrics. The more your work includes these elements, the more urgent your need to reposition. Train toward high empathy, high synthesis, or high creativity work zones that align with the new human work trinity. This isn't about adding surface-level skills or certifications, It's about fundamentally repositioning your professional identity. For synthesizers, develop cross-domain expertise that spans technical and human domains. Build your capacity to integrate information from disparate fields and extract novel insights that AI cannot. For healers, deepen your empathetic intelligence and human connection skills. Focus on understanding and addressing complex emotional and psychological needs that require genuine human presence. For builders, cultivate your ability to design and maintain meaning systems. Develop expertise in creating frameworks, communities, or learning environments that help others navigate rapid change. Choose work that creates fulfillment for others, because that demand doesn't disappear. The most enduring roles in the AI age will be those that help other humans find purpose, connection, and growth. As material scarcity decreases, meaning scarcity increases. Position yourself as a provider of meaning, not just goods or services. This requires a fundamental shift in how you think about your career, moving from a productivity paradigm to a purpose paradigm. This is the hard truth. Abundance without intentional repositioning equals irrelevance. The window to make this transition is not years or decades, it's months. The AI revolution isn't coming, it's here, and it's accelerating beyond even the most aggressive projections. You are not being replaced because you're not good enough. You're being replaced because the economy has changed the definition of enough. In an age of AI abundance, being productive is no longer sufficient. Being knowledgeable is no longer sufficient. Being skilled at routine tasks, even complex ones, is no longer sufficient. The new standard is being irreplaceably human in domains where humanity itself is the core value proposition. This isn't about doom, it's about design, specifically redesigning your career to thrive in a transformed economic landscape. You can reposition, you can reskill, you can rebuild relevance, but not if you wait. Every day that passes without strategic action shrinks your options. Companies are implementing AI at a pace that outstrips most predictions. Industries that seemed insulated just months ago are now facing disruption. The time frames in traditional career advice have collapsed. The future isn't about what AI gives you, it's about what it can't replace in you. This is where you must focus your energy, your learning, and your professional development. Not on competing with AI at tasks it will inevitably do better and cheaper, but on cultivating the distinctly human capabilities that become more valuable precisely because they cannot be automated. This is the AI abundance illusion. Everything is free, but meaning still costs everything. As material goods become free, human connection, meaning, and purpose become the new premium commodities. Those who recognize this shift early and position themselves accordingly will thrive in the new economy. Those who cling to traditional notions of career security, who expect incremental adaptation to be sufficient, or who wait for institutional guidance before taking action, will find themselves increasingly marginalized. The choice is yours, but the time to make it is now. Join the AI-resistant workforce. The strategic framework we've outlined isn't just theoretical, it's a practical roadmap for navigating the most disruptive economic transformation in human history. We're building a new strategy guide for AI-resilient careers based on the new human work Trinity framework. If you want early access when it drops, leave a comment with "I'm in" and join our community of forward-thinking professionals. The strategic framework we've outlined isn't just theoretical. It's a practical roadmap for navigating the most disruptive economic transformation in human history. We're building a new strategy guide for AI-resilient careers based on the new human work Trinity framework. If you want early access when it drops, leave a comment with "I'm in" and join our community of forward-thinking professionals. Subscribe to our channel for ongoing AI job market intelligence that cuts through the hype and gives you actionable strategies for career adaptation. Our weekly analysis tracks emerging AI capabilities, industry disruption patterns, and opportunity zones that most aren't seeing yet. Subscribe to our channel for ongoing AI job market intelligence that cuts through the hype and gives you actionable strategies for career adaptation. Our weekly analysis tracks emerging AI capabilities, industry disruption patterns, and opportunity zones that most aren't seeing yet. Finally, we want to hear from you. Are you in the 80% utopia camp or preparing for the 20% collapse? Share your perspective in the comments below. The future doesn't wait, neither should you.